was pulled from out the mud. I was dirty, I was done. I was pulled from out the mud. I was sinking, I was sunk. Yeah, he pulled me out the mud. I was cloudy, I was drunk. Yeah, he pulled me out the mud. Won't go back to where I'm from. I was pulled up out the mud.
Let me come right out and say it. We're stuck in the mud, I was playing. I wasn't chasing the guide, I was just in their lane. Filthy and nasty, know what I'm saying. If you do not, ain't no replaying. And moving it forward, ain't no debating. Walking with God and running with Satan, there's no mistake. I zeroed in on the pearly gates, follow the yellow brick road. Yo, what's good, y'all? This is BRM. Welcome to week 30 to BRM Live. I got my man, Mr. Parakeet, here with me today. Say what's up.
What's up?
What's up? We're gonna bring you some music video reviews. We got a interview today with Mike Sarge. You may have seen Mike Sarge around. He does a lot of stuff for 520 Collective and Track Stars, and he's also a really good Christian hip hop artist as well. So we're gonna have him on the show a little bit later in the show after the music video reviews. I do have 5 music video reviews this week. Me and Mr. Parakeet here, we're just gonna kind of give you what we liked about him in our What I Liked segment, and we're gonna do a couple other things. We'll let you know what dropped. I was just kind of highlight and pick a couple things that I saw. I was actually on vacation, so I probably missed a lot of drops and that kind of stuff. But yeah, so we're gonna get into it, and we're gonna have some fun. So hopefully, make sure you stick around, watch the music video reviews, comment. Let me know what you're thinking about the videos. Again, we always keep it positive on the show. And then, yeah, we'll get into Mike Sarge's interview a little bit later. He's going to share some tips with us, some good artist tips for you to help grow your ministry, grow your craft, and just be professional. So it's going to be dope. I'm looking forward to it. And we're going to have some fun. The first thing I wanted to get into today was just to talk a little bit about what dropped. And some of the things that dropped this week were from some people that I follow, some people that I know, some people from the team, etc. So the first thing we wanted to just kind of get into was my man Brody Da Vinci. Gavin, you know who Brody Da Vinci is, right? Mm-hmm. My man Brody Da Vinci dropped an album. Super dope album. You can see it over there called New World Order. Dope artwork over there. So it looks good. And the album is the same thing, man. Talking about some social injustice stuff, different things that are going on in the world. He definitely keeps it 100 in what he is saying. And he's always got that vibe to it too. He's always got that Brody Da Vinci flair and vibe that I enjoy. And he does a great job with that. So make sure you check him out. New World Order, Brody Da Vinci. My man Psalm. Actually, Gav, I think you've listened to Psalm before too. You can see it over there on that side. Great rapper, good dude. He dropped one called Lion's Roar. And it was cool. It was almost like he was, we'll actually maybe get into that video maybe next week. But he's basically capturing these people who are, lost, kind of like kidnapping them and then telling them about God. So it was a dope video. I like the concept. So make sure y'all check him out. My man Jay Knight from Rapture Ready Productions. You met Jay Knight. Parakeet met Jay Knight. They came out here to Chicago about I don't know.
A couple months ago.
Yeah, like 6-7 months ago, I think. Jay Knight dropped his Rapture Ready Eats. I believe it was. I think it was his Rapture Ready Eats. Called I Love You. And dope video as always. Rapture Ready Productions always brings the video. It's always clean. And Jay Knight always gives you the bars. So make sure you check him out. A couple other people just wanted to mention there. You can see it right below me. My man Regenerate. Chicago cat. Lives in the areas. He's got some dope music, dope artists as well. But he's also starting to do some music video, just some reviews, kind of like we do here. You can see it right below me. Make sure you follow him on YouTube, Regenerate. You can see it spelled out, and he's a dope artist, and he's doing some great reviews. So make sure y'all show him some love. And my guy Rashawn Jones, Just dropped an album, St. Jones. You can see it right there. The sixth Psalm. And my man also, man, always got the bars. Always got that vibe. Dope album. There was at least 4 or 5 songs that I was like personally enjoying. I checked it out, listened to it, vibed to it when I was on my vacation. So make sure y'all check him out, show him some love. And I'll drop this stuff in the comment field so you guys can follow them. That's what's new. Also, I got something coming too. It's a track, and I'm gonna drop it the artwork tomorrow. So y'all look out for that. Make sure you it's a song that was supposed to be on my last album, but I didn't get it done in time, and I'm actually kind of glad it didn't, so I could kind of share it on its own away from the album. So y'all look out for that, featuring 2 artists. I'm excited that I got to work with them, and I'm excited for y'all to listen to it. So that is what's new. We're gonna get into some music videos. We're gonna get into the first one from Mike Sarge. The video is called Peep That, and he's gonna be on the show. We're gonna be interviewing him a little bit later, and I think y'all gonna like his music, and you're gonna like what he's got to say. So let's get into it. Here we go.
Knew that I was coming, but they didn't wanna hear that. Said that I could do this, but they didn't wanna hear that. Now they see the moves, how I'm always on the road. Now they hit me on the phone. Hey, bro, that joint is cold. Yeah, I know. All that grace and all that mercy on me. Rocking with the sun, now he be shining on me. Couldn't pay the cost, he spending on me. Now the same ones trying to help, be the same ones lying on me. Hola, man. I'm not trying to be your favorite rapper. Trying to save your favorite rapper from what's coming after. Walking with a swagger, man, that's something that I'm known to do. If you not pay, fall back, I'm ignoring you. Enough of that. City on my back, you know I carry you. Got no beef with the haters, vegetarian. 5 low, 2 fish diet, my aquarium. The old me is dead, dog, yeah, I had to bury him. Funny how they go. Get a little shine on my, here they go. Say that they was with us, man, I find it comical. You can fall back, we ain't with that. Moves you making, man, I peep. All the stuff that you been doing, man, I peep. All the stuff that you been saying, man, I peep. Talking out the side of your neck, man, I peep. Man, I peep that, man, I peep that. You know that I'm on the grind, got the heart like Valentine. Tried to kill me off, I'm coming back to life like Frankenstein. All the ones who doubted you, always wanna bother you. If they want the smoke, they can come and get this barbecue. Only time you winning is a ticket in a raffle. Only time you winning is up in a game of Scrabble. Bringing home the bacon, what's some eggs, I like them scrambled. Boy, with your gloves, you know this too hot to handle. When I look back, man, my life has been crazy. The world seemed dark and these hoes were so shady. Talking out the side of they necks don't faze me. I'm living life on full screen, similar to HD. Well, cause life is so precious, man, I'm building up the body with these lyrical deadlifts. Trusting in the great I am, trusting in the master plan. Shining in the dark like your boy living on lava lamps. Funny how they go. Get a little shine on my, here they go. Say that they was with us, man, I find it comical. You can fall back, we ain't with that. Moves you making, man, I peep. All the stuff that you been doing, man, I peep. All the stuff that you been saying, man, I peep. Talking out the side of your neck, man, I peep. Man, I peep that, man, I peep that, yeah. I peep. I peep. Man, I beat that, man, I beat that, yeah.
Yo, that was Peep That by Mike Sarge. Super well shot video. I just like the how he's coming in that one. I like his flow. I like the energy. Just talking about he's peeping. He's trying to keep it real in what he's saying. He's trying to keep it 100 and just trying to keep it just letting people know that, you know, we gotta be real with each other and not be wish-washy and flaky and stuff like that. So yeah, man, I like what he's doing there. I like his music. I checked out his album Hunger Pains. Had some really nice music on there as well. But that was one of the ones I liked quite a bit. It's kind of got that sing-songy type of lyric flow, a little bit like even I like to do a little bit. Man, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. So I've been following Mike Sarge for a little bit now. I told you he's gonna give artist tips, and he's also an artist as well, and he's gonna share some of that in the show in probably about 20 minutes or so. So, Mr. Parakeet, what'd you like about Mike Sarge?
I like the effect of like the voice effect he put in.
Oh, like in the hook or different
like
parts?
At the end and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I don't know what it's called, but I like it.
Yeah.
The beat was pretty cool. The area that he did it in, it had like signs with like different like spray paints on it or something like that.
Yeah.
It was cool. He was just like walking around the city and stuff.
Yeah, you know, again, we've talked about it before. Not like a super elaborate video, like crazy video, but like shot well, got a lot of different angles.
Catchy.
Yeah, the song is catchy, and then the video looks nice too. So it doesn't always have to be this big elaborate video. You could just be downtown walking through, kind of like what he was doing. So shout out Mike Sarge, super dope video. Let's go ahead. We'll get into the next one. We're gonna get through the music video reviews, and then we're gonna go ahead and hop into that interview with Mike Sarge. So let's get into the second one, and this one is 3 featuring Jeremy Blygen, and this one is called Chi-Town. We got a couple of videos kind of talking about Chi-Town. You know, it kind of gets a bad rap sometimes, but it's also a really cool city. You know, we all got to pray that just we could get, you know, Chi-Town can kind of wake up, stop, you know, people stop killing each other, stop the state in a whole is kind of in a hole, you know. So yeah, man, it's kind of going on everywhere around the world, but yeah, Chi-Town is dope, man, and I like what 3 did in this one. So let's check them out.
The city is beautiful, gritty as usual. From the block to the cubicle, they cocking and shoot at you, knocking your noodle loose. Hot ramen noodle soup, cop being rude to you. Do you know what they do to you? They'll make a fool of you. They don't care who you knew. It's not about who is who. It's power as usual. Black or it's blue to you. Suited, unsuitable. Colors unmuted, then you discovered the Rubik's Cube. Suffering through and through, struggling through his school. Busting they newest tool, they tuck it to move it through. Nothing is new to you. You numb to the usual, and after they shoot the fool, they come to the funeral. I thought about moving too, then thought about you and you. Lord, what would you do? I pray for a move of you, move of you. But from the plane, as you look through the clouds, the skyline got you looking like wow. Shots,
on and on another day. Back and forth, we work, we play. Sky so blue will turn to gray. Beautiful yet full of rage.
Shots,
I believe there's good in store. Though your heart is torn for more, yet still I hope for more. I pray the love of God restores. No matter where my feet may go, you'll be the first I've known. The air I breathe, I roam your streets and pierce my soul.
the city belligerent, but many are innocent. Way back in the Genesis, they seen us as menaces, so it was imprisonment, keeping us limited. Can't even begin to vent about all we done been against. Workers like slaves, still don't give us no benefits. Put us in graves, still don't give them no sentences. And this why we militant, this how we deal with it. A life for a life, it ain't right but we live with it. And it's just the syllabus, points to how real it get. How do we get rid of it if we living in will of it? nights I had knelt for this, praying they will repent, cause sin is the real offense to a God that's omnipotent. Scars that need healing, it targets our willingness, though it darkens our vigilance, won't depart from our pilgrimage. But from the plane, as you look through the clouds, the skyline got you looking like wow. Shots
on another day, back and forth we work, we play. Sky so blue will turn to gray. Beautiful yet full of rage. I believe there's good in store, though your heart is torn from war. Yet still I hope for more. I pray the love of God restores. No matter where my feet may go, you'll be the first I've known. The air I breathe, I roam your streets, it pierced my soul.
Infantry.
Yo, that was 3 featuring Jeremy Blygen. That was their track Chi-Town. Beautiful shots around Chicago. I like how we got so many people involved in it too, just showing many faces and different things in life, you know, dad with his kid, kids playing, going through struggle, families, old, young. You know, that's life. That's life. You know, you got all that put together, and that's what you know, that's what America and life is consisted of all walks and all things in life. You know, so yeah, Chicago gets a bad rap, and it's tough, but it's also beautiful too. He's talking about the skyline and all those things I just mentioned with the different dynamics and families and stuff like that. So really well done. My son right here was just talking about when he was watching the video. How long did they take to shoot that video? It was, you know,
2 months.
So many different pictures and stuff like that. And
Clips.
I know Eshawn Burgundy and 3 and all them over at Infantry. They always do a great job with the videos. So they probably did it super quickly because you guys know what you're doing. But super well done. Mr. Parakeet, my man Gavin, what'd you think about it?
The video was cool. He probably took a lot of time into like putting it all and like going to all the different areas.
Well
and
thought
stuff
out.
Like that.
Yeah.
It kind of, the song matches like kind of what's going on right now.
Yeah, you saw some of the police stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
And like the people in Chicago were kind of just like doing random stuff.
Yeah, it's just like, it's like everywhere. You know, he's just trying to capture everyday life, right?
Yeah.
So like just your neighbor or a family or a dad playing with his son or kids playing outside. It's pretty cool. What'd you think of the song?
I liked it. It was really good. It was catchy and like
Nice singing on the hook. Yeah. Yep. No, that was dope, man. Shout out to y'all. Keep them coming. Been seeing a lot of stuff from you guys lately. Keep bringing it. We love it. All right, let's get into a third music video review, and this one is from my guy, Jeremy Duncan, J Dunn, featuring Dayton. Really cool feature he got there. He did a really cool music video, lyric video. So we're gonna play that. Super well done, like really well done lyric video, and I think you guys are gonna like this. It's called The Limits. Make sure if you ever checked this out or streamed it or bought it or whatever, make sure you check that out. And you might want to check it out after you listen to it. So here we go.
Ready Productions.
Hey, I'm a young king at the top of my league. Yeah, I guess I'm Ray Charles, so what a hater perceive. If I never am the topic of a tabloid read, would I be immortalized on the day that I leave? Kobe, not a disrespect, just a disconnect to show the Lord I ain't missing a step. I ain't looking for the trophies that they want me to get. The only trophy worth chance I take it is in his hands, so I know I'm gonna make it. Every test that I'm facing, man, I know I'm gonna ace it. Cause it's all about doing, so I follow his pacing. If I started, you best believe I finish it. And if I'm in the game, you best believe I'm winning. Because I serve a king that no one else contended. I'm breaking all the rules, I'm breaking all the limits. If I started, you best believe I finished. And if I'm in the game, you best believe I'm winning. Because I serve a king that no one else contended. I'm breaking all the rules, I'm breaking all the limits. I'm breaking all the limits.
I am breaking the limits that Satan placed to prevent us from growing. He don't want us to run this race to the finish. He wants us all to fall, he wants our faith to diminish. He wants us to believe God will forsake and forget us. He don't want you to know that you were made in his image. He wants you to believe that you came from apes, a descendant of an animal. So behave as your nature intended. Be a savage if you want it, you just take it to get it. But I'ma spit his truth, yes, you know that day is a menace. I'll be calling out names like a teacher taking attendance. Like a faithful apprentice, I ain't wasting a minute. I'll preach Christ crucified and point the way to repentance. That way is Jesus Christ, see by his grace he forgives us. The blood he shed will cleanse and wipe away every blemish. We share his love with the world, that's the way that we witness. We'll lift his name on high and his spirit breaks every limit.
If I started, you best believe I finish. And if I'm in the game, you best believe I'm winning. Because I serve a king that no one else contended. I'm breaking all the rules, I'm breaking all the limits. If I started, you best believe I finished. And if I'm in the game, you best believe I'm winning. Because I serve a king that no one else contended. I'm breaking all the rules, I'm breaking all the limits. I'm breaking all the limits.
Yo, so that was The Limits with Jay Dunn featuring Dayton. Really cool that Jay Dunn got the feature there with Dayton. Dayton's flow spitter. Yeah, some people call him in their top, list and all that kind of stuff. So just a really good song. I like the idea of the limits. We're breaking limits with Jesus. With God, we could break all limits. We can break the limits. The sky's the limit. Jesus can do all things. And yeah, man, if you walk with him for a while, you're going to see some things. Especially if you're walking faithfully, I believe. So, dope track. Jay Dunn brings his verse. I thought he killed his verse. Very well mixed song. I love the lyric video. It draws it all together. Obviously Dayton comes in and does his thing for the second verse. So, really digging that one. What'd you like about that?
I liked in the beginning there was basketball phrases the airman on Jordan and stuff like that. There was picture of Jordan and Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, it was cool. That. Yep, that was awesome.
The song and the pictures matched with each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, super well done.
Yeah, and it was cool how as they were rapping and then the words. Those the words of the song.
Yeah, so those are called lyric videos. So what happens is people use those lyric videos a lot. If you can't get an actual video done, you might have two people in different places or whatever.
Live far away and can't do it.
Yeah, or it's hard to get a feature with the person or whatever. You can just do a lyric video.
Yeah.
And it kind of brings the song, keeps people's attention while they're watching it, etc. So, man, yeah, super well done. I love it. We're going to do one more, and then we're going to get into the interview with Mike Sarge. We're going to do one more. This video is from Gemstones, DeMarco Castle on Facebook. Gemstones has been around for a while, respected Christian hip-hop artist. And he's got a track called Circles. And this one, again, is kind of about some of the violence and things of that nature. And it was from 5 years ago, I think. So it's an older video, but it's the first time I saw it. And Gemstones just has one of those voices to me that is you want to listen to it. So you guys check that out. And then we'll do one more music video review, and that'll be after the interview
Stay tuned
with Mike Sarge. So stay tuned for that one. Friends of mine, guys that I like to that I've been following, and so I wanted to make sure I show support and show them at the end. So yeah, so let's check this out. We're gonna get into it. Gemstones, circles. Here we go.
He's stunting in his Robin jeans. Said true religion's played out. The cries of his mother screams. He's on the ground laid out. The child is only 17. Ambulance sound like they en route. His uncle steady saying breathe, but shorty steady passing out. Claiming that his back sting because the way his back slouched. He knows he's on his last wing. He finally say his last ouch. Pants hanging to his knees, blood running from his mouth, pistol in his back pocket. He never got the chance to pull it out. Granny screaming, Lord, please. She still sees him as a Boy Scout. She never knew that he was one of these. He lived a life she never knew about. The families that he made grieve, the women that he's dogged out, the child that used to rake leaves. He's headed to the morgue now. I pray to God he make it through them gates. The Bible says based upon your faith, they raise us to be apes. You pray if you don't brawl for your survival, and half of us ain't never gonna escape. Through all of it I smile, cause I know I'm only standing here by grace. Today I stare the devil in his face, no longer in denial. I know the gift I got is God-given, too talented to let it go to waste. The coffin holds the child, a 7-minute shootout at his wake. The parents need an exit to escape, they running through the aisles. Time to pull another black suit out, they shot a pregnant mother in the face. The thought of it is wild. 7 shot but only took 2 out. Fled the scene and never left a trace. It never went to trial. It's murder season, especially when school out. It hurt to see this happen to my race. Maybe it's in the water, maybe it's in the weed, maybe it's some kind of disorder that's within the seed. Let's rectify the horror. They petrified to read. Their minds are out of order. They lacking what they need. They dying right before us. Detectives catching leads. They mothers lying for them. They justify their deeds. They out here dying for it. They so caught up in greed. They bound to rob you for it. Give it up or bleed. My tongue's an iron sword. I give them what they need. These children minds are bored. If only they would heed. Caught up in time for Louis Vuitton jeans, Air Jordan Concords. I take a pair of threes. Stay in the time, boy. You think it's palm trees? Give them a sign, Lord. They such a young breed. Renew their minds, Lord. They letting guns squeeze. These bullets flying, Lord. They hitting the wrong seeds. They out their minds, Lord. As if they don't bleed. Must be the crime raw. Must be the strong weed. Must be them lines, Lord. Must be the codeine that makes the mind force move at a slow speed. Round and round we go, round and round we go in circles, and the beat goes all night. Round and round we go, it is round and round we go in circles, circles. Round and round we go, it is round and round we go in circles, and the beat goes all night. Round and round we go, and it's round and round we go in circles.
Yo, crazy video there. Speaking truth, unfortunately. You know, circles. We go round and round with this stuff. We go round and round with killing each other. We go round and round with violence. Happens in the same, seems like same old cities, same old places. Man, you know, I actually saw that the other day. I think he posted it on his social, and that was the first time I had seen it. So shout out to Gemstones, DeMarco Castle. Man, great video. I have heard some stuff from before, but I didn't really know you could like spit like that. I was like, we were just watching it behind the scenes there, and we're like, is my son, is he a top 10 rapper or something like that? And I was like, I'm sure some people may have him up there, but super well done. Again, I like the voice, I like his flow, like the energy. You can hear his heart behind what he's saying. Super well done. I mean, that's the type of stuff we should be hearing on the radio. you know, or that kind of thing, you know. So
Except
great.
we don't.
Yeah, except we don't. Yeah. So man, awesome. What'd you like about it?
Once again, it like kind of like talked about like what's happening, like about like the cops and like people killing each other and stuff like that.
Yeah. So the other video was talking a little bit about the cops, and then that one was just more about like gangs and people killing each other, you know, in the same old communities, same old places, and how we just go round and round in a circle. It just keeps happening and happening.
People keep getting killed and then they kill other people.
Yep, and it just goes around in circles. So, what'd you think about his voice and that kind of thing?
And the part when he was like in like the like field or something.
Yeah.
I was like, that's really good.
Oh, that reminds me. The beats switch up. So he started real slow, was kind of going. Then he started to pick up his flow, and then the beat kind of switched up a little bit, and he started going wild. He started going in. So yeah, man, you're right about that. I'm glad you brought that up. That's awesome, man. Well, guys, that was 4 music video reviews right there. We're going to actually drop into the interview with Mike Sarge. I'm telling you, Mike Sarge, if you are an artist and you are listening right now, make sure you stay tuned. This man has tips, and he shares these tips all around, all over. So I'm going to put up his social media. You're going to see it during the interview. Make sure you follow him. Listen to his tips. Listen to his music. I feel like this is somebody who I'm going to keep in contact with. And I think y'all should too. So we're going to drop into it. Mike Sarge interview. Mr. Parakeet, thanks for joining me. We are going to bring back one more music video review after this, after the interview with Mike Sarge. But my man, Mr. Parakeet, is going to run for now. All right. Let's check out this interview. Yo, what's good, y'all? Like I said, I got an interview today with my man, Mike Sarge, having him on the BRM live show. You can see him right there. I'm geeked to have him on. Mike Sarge, tell him what's up, man. Say hi. How you doing, man?
Yo, what's good? What's good, people? First of all, I'm super excited to be on. Thank you for inviting me. Definitely a blessing. Definitely a blessing. I'm just excited to be here. I'm excited to be here.
I love it, man. I love this kind of stuff. I was talking to Mike a little bit before we even got on here. I haven't really known him for real long, but I have been following some stuff that he's been helping 520 Collective out with, or kind of partnering with, and giving some different artist tips. And if you're somebody out there who's trying to do this Christian hip hop music, and maybe a lot of people do it, they have it as a living. Like this is what they do for a living. Some people, they do it as kind of a hobby or just a ministry or whatever. But regardless of what you're doing it for, this man has some good tips. I've been using some of them, and I think he could kind of share some with us today. Along with, he's also a musician himself. He's an artist, rap, hip hop, Christian hip hop artist as well. Dope music. I was listening to his newest album, Hunger Pains. There was one track in specific called Peep That, which I was definitely feeling. So I've heard that one a couple times. So I'm excited to chat with him. I'm going to learn a couple new things about him right now, as well as anybody else who is watching or listening. So Mike Sarge, thanks for coming on. Tell us a little bit. I always like to get everybody condensed testimony, and just kind of how you got going a little bit in this Christian hip hop genre.
Oh, for sure. So originally from the ATL, Georgia. That's the home. So really, man, I was raised like a PK kid. Was like raised in the church, things like that. I'm the oldest out of like 4 kids. So that spill. It's like the expectations are high. You really can't do a lot. You're supposed to represent your parents and the church a whole bit, right? Yeah. But for me, like my family always told me, like, oh, we always feel like there's something, God's got some, an anointing, something on you, right? So while my siblings, it felt like they can make mistakes and do certain things. For me, it's like, nah, but you can't do that. Like, wait a minute.
They had you up here.
Yeah, it's like, what do you mean I can't do that? So, like any school kid growing up, like public school system, so you deal with some things, whether it's, the neighborhood or the school system, bullying, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And all those things applied to me too. So when I got out the house, man, I was like, man, I'm doing what I want. Like, God, I feel you. I love you. But I need to do my own thing. So I was just wilding. I'm be honest.
Got you.
I was just
you.
wilding, man. And it got to this point where, like, I was not happy, man. Like, it's like I knew the answer and I knew where to go. Like, if someone asked me, like, I would know the exact scriptures to go to.
You could know what to say. Yeah.
I knew, but there was this point where, like, it was feeling just very traditional to me. And what I was lacking was, like, actual true relationship. And so that's when I started doing my own seeking. And that's when I started doing my own, like, all right, Lord, if you real, like, the same Lord that my parents talk about, my grandparents talk about, and everyone talk about, like, that anointing, that feeling of peace, that joy of everlasting, like, I need to feel that. And man, when I say, like, the weight of the world just felt like it was just lifted off my shoulders, like the moment I admitted that I needed help. I think that's half the battle, even for artists, just admitting you need help, right? Once I admitted that, man, like, I saw, like, God move. And this is before I, like, decided to be an artist. So I'll say 2012-ish. I was like, you know what? I see a bunch of people, like, everyone's on the indie wave, the entrepreneur wave, right?
Yeah, right. Things were changing.
Right. Things were changing around that time. So I was like, you know what? I've always been a fan of music. Like, though I was raised in the church and gospel was a huge thing, like, CHH at that point, it was being known, but it wasn't huge. Like, it wasn't huge, right?
Sure.
So dudes I grew up on, like, listening to CHH was like T-Bone, Cross Movement, Ambassador, The Truth, you know. Gotcha. And that's before, you know, Baby Craig came in the mix and
right.
And Joe Baraka. So, you know, I was raised on that. And at that point, CHH was whack, you know, like at that point, you know, no one was really listening to CHH. And so I was like, you know what, 2012 I was like, let me try this music thing. So I tried it out, really enjoyed it, man. Like, really loved just creating and having fun. But that's all I saw it as until I realized that people's lives were actually being changed, like, through it. And I was like, well, okay, maybe I'm onto something here. Right. And just from there, man, I just kind of trailblazed. I had to learn how to be an artist. I had to learn what that meant. Well, first, I had to learn how to be an actual rapper and not someone that's just talking through music. Because there's a difference. Right. Yeah. I had to learn how to be a rapper. I had to understand flow patterns. I understand ad libs, things like that. Yeah. But then once you understand how to be a rapper, then you do have to understand how to be an artist. And, you know, bringing themes together, pulling messages together, bringing imagery to people's minds and things like that. Picking the right beats. You know, there's a difference between beats that you like and beats that you sound good on. Those are two different things. I
hope everybody, if you're watching the show, make sure you guys are listening. This man shared some good tips. So yeah, go ahead, continue.
No, that's something I had to learn. Like, those are two different things, right? So once I really started, you know, getting my feet wet in the culture, I was already in tune with CHH because I was just a passionate, like, a legitimate fan. Yeah. But then to be an artist, I was a transition. Like, that was a complete different transition. Yeah. And it forces you to really tune in with your relationship with God. Like, it really does, because you can really allow pride to take over. You can really allow even your grind to take over, competition, all those other things. So, man, like, I'm blessed to be where I am. You know, you mentioned 520. Been connected with those guys, Track Stars. Yep. Definitely.
Yep. Like, I saw you through there as well. Yep.
That's family to me. Like, that's the real fam. Those are real. That's a real group of people that really legitimately care about people. So, and awesome. I'm just here to push the culture forward, man. That's why I'm here.
I love it. You know, so that's cool to hear, because you're talking about pushing the culture forward. You gave us a little bit of your testimony and that kind of stuff. And I think everybody, the reason I wanted to have you on the show, you kind of even touched on it already in what you've been saying. You've given a couple bit of tips, just talking about, you know, rapping on beats. Maybe that's more, you know, try to find your lane, try to find your sound, try to find your flow, try to see what works for you. You know, you're talking about pushing the culture forward. But I was actually blown away from you as an artist as well. Like I said, I had never really heard a lot of you. I'd seen your name before. I checked out that Hunger Pains album, and I was pretty geeked by it. Tell me a little bit about some of the songs on the album. I really enjoy your flow, your style. You kind of I don't want to throw out a comparison of like what you sound like or nothing like that, but I do like that you kind of have a little bit of I don't want to say an aggressive tone, but it comes kind of at you in your face. I myself am like that as well. So I'm really digging that style. Just tell me a little bit about your last album and kind of maybe how you've kind of found your sound.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about that. I'm interested.
Oh man, for sure. So man, so the sound, like the sound part, that is a question that gets asked a lot.
Yeah, I like it, man.
I actually made a video on that for that reason, because I had to think about that like myself, like, man, how do you find the sound? And what I realized is, just like the phrase, you end up becoming the top 5 people you hang around the most. I find that it's the same with the artists that you're listening to as well.
Yes.
And the content that you take in every day, whether it's through social media, the news, your conversations with family, friends, coworkers.
Yeah.
So I started, when I realized that I wanted to get more serious as an artist, I became a lot more intentional about the music I was listening to. So what I started doing is like, okay, I want to start being able to be better at flow patterns, right?
Yeah.
Right. Who are the top 5 people, in my opinion, that I really respect their flow patterns and the way that they can interchange no matter what beat it is, right? If there are people, if you feel like your message could be stronger, or you feel like you want to be able to get that imagery out, okay, who are artists that, every time you listen to their music, you can see pictures in your mind, and you slowly start like becoming like them. And at first it scares you because you're like, I'm not trying to copy them. But the funny thing is, the greats copy the greats. That's literally what they do. Like when we make comparisons to athletes, we're like, man, Kobe is a carbon copy of Michael, but it worked.
Very well. Very, very well. Yeah.
Yes. So it's one of those things where I just took it serious, and I said, you know what? Like, people that I consider great, let me see how they do things. Let me see how he or she attacks this song. One thing I'm big on is versatility. I love being able for people to be like, hey, Sarge, can you hop on a song? And it doesn't matter if it's trap, boom bap, lo-fi, like positive, inspirational. I feel like I can hop on it. And that's something that's a challenge for me. I enjoy that. But if you're someone that's like, all right, maybe my lane is closer to the, like the Show Baraka lane, right? Maybe you're someone that has more of a GOM, got over money sound, right? Like accept that, hone in on that, make that your niche. So that people, every time they see your name come across, they know what's coming. Like they know
what they're getting into.
They know exactly what they're getting into. And that's how people get excited about features. So that, like the sound part, you just have to be intentional about who you're listening to. In regards to my album, man, I laugh every time I talk about the album, because that's an album that actually technically should have came out a year earlier than what it did.
Oh, okay. Okay. So 2018, I saw 2019 it came out.
And so what ended up happening is it was delayed, not because of anything serious. It was because I was wrestling with God at the time. And so I was in that moment where I got comfortable, because it was like, all right, I know what people expect from me. If I could put out this fun little song and people are good, and I can put out this song and it's good because it's safe. And God was like, I need you to talk about this. I need you to talk about this that you doing. I need you to talk about this that you've been experiencing. And I'm like, hold on, God, I'm not ready to touch that yet.
I'm not trying to be serious.
Right. I want to be like delivered from certain things first before I start addressing it, because I always felt like I wasn't qualified to talk on certain things because maybe I was in the midst of it.
Sure.
And the funny thing about it is I was missing the whole point. Like God is strengthened our weakness. Like he gets glory even when we're within the mess. Because it's not just I think sometimes we miss that with testimonies. Like we talk about the being brought out, but we don't always celebrate like the storm itself. Like it's the storm itself that shows God's strength in our weakness. It's not necessarily just the victory portion, because the storm actually shows how broken we are. The storm shows that we need him, that we can't do it on our own. If it wasn't for the storm, we would think that we could handle every single situation on our own.
Yeah, right.
So, that's where it came from. It was just like, man, all right, God, I got you. I'm gonna start talking about these things. So when it did come out, I was actually scared to death before it released. I was scared to death, man, because I'm like, I've never talked like this. I've never expressed things this way. And yeah, you'll hear me make, I like to make, funny punchlines and things like that.
Sure.
Because I do attack people. Like I'm very aggressive.
Yeah.
So, throwing in those punchlines kind of softens the blow at times.
Yeah. No, I can see that. I can see that.
Right. So when it came out, it was like, I just kind of sat back and I was waiting. I was like, you know how artists never hear anything? Like that first week they release something? Yeah. Well, that's what I was hoping for. I was like, okay.
I hope nobody says anything right away.
Right. I can hide. And that's the opposite of what happened. Everyone
was
like,
wow.
Yo, bro, like, I needed to hear this. This is exactly where I'm at. This is exactly where I'm at. Like people that I go to work with in the military that they don't know anything about God. They don't go to church, nothing. Wow. Not Christian. They're just like, wow, that's crazy. Like this is cool. Like thank you for that. So
that's awesome.
Like, and you'll notice, like even just going through the track listing, that they're like it's food related, but they all connect to each other. Crumbs, being the small things. And onion talk. There are layers to everything. Don't judge people by what you see on the outside. Because you have no idea. Don't judge someone else's blessing when you don't know what they had to go through to get that.
Ain't that right?
Like, it ain't all gravy. Just because you see people in CHH and you think they have these platforms, you assume they don't have problems.
It ain't all gravy, right?
Man, it is. The more and more that people would talk about it, the more I realized, man, I was being selfish. And it's crazy to tell yourself you're being selfish, but when we don't either use the gifts and abilities that God has given us, when we don't tell people our testimony, when we refuse to stand up in times of trouble, like we're in the middle of civil unrest right now in our country, right. When we don't do that, we are being selfish in the fact that we're not allowing people that are going through similar things to have the hope. Like we're a reflection of that light, like be
right.
a light.
Right. If they don't see in the church, where else? Yeah. They're going to try to drop from somewhere else.
So that's where it came from, man.
No, that's awesome. No, man, I was digging the album. I got through about 5 or 6 songs. It's funny. I didn't even notice the food. I didn't even notice the food titles. It just kind of flow. I see that now. The crumbs, the onion talk, and all gravy. No, that's what's up. I mean, I think I listened to Peep That, Fuego, Too Deep, No Phase. And I think I got a little bit into Stronger. So I think you had a female on the hook on that one. Was that right?
Yeah.
So So dope, man. I'll definitely have to make sure I check out the other ones as well. That's some cool stuff you said there. As an artist, obviously you've been around for about 6-7 years in the Christian hip hop genre. You've been able to make some. You've done about 6 or 7 albums. You probably had a chance to rub elbows with different people along the way, make some relationships in the genre. That's always dope. That's kind of one of my favorite parts, is just kind of getting to meet different people along the way. And I want to talk a little bit, and anybody else who's on the show listening, some of the tips, because I was actually a little blown away by some of the tips. You had given out some IG, some Instagram, social media tips that you can use that seem simple, but because there's so many different social media things and instruments and shares from Spotify and this and that, not everybody knows them all, or maybe even has the time to even look through some of this stuff. So I was just wondering if you could share. You could pick anything you want, but if you had like 3 things that you would share, but 3 things for that artist, what would you tell him? Mike Sarge, what would he give him?
Ooh, so 3 things. So I'll try to make this kind of faceted for depending on if someone's like a new one or someone that's been in the game for a while. So I'll do this. The first one actually, and you mentioned relationships. The first tip that I would mention is networking, and maybe this is something I definitely need to talk on in the future, is how people, especially in CHH, define networking can be reworked a little bit. So let me tell you what networking is not.
Please.
If someone was to, see this video and be like, yo, I want to be interviewed, I want him to check out my stuff. So what networking is not is hitting you up in the DM saying, yo, I can't tell you how many times I've gotten those messages. or like, here are my beats, check them out. It's like, wait, hold on, time out.
Hold up.
I don't know you. I don't know anything about you.
Yep.
I have my own schedule. I have my own things going on. You're not the only person sending me messages. Like, what should cause me to pause, stop what I'm doing to check you out? Like, you gotta come right. You gotta come the right way. Like, networking is not asking for a favor. Networking is, one, actually checking out the person you're messaging and seeing what they're actually about. Like, do they have a podcast? Do they have videos? Do they have music? And actually being a part of the community that they're in.
Yes.
Right. Like, bringing value to them. So if I'm constantly commenting on your posts, if I'm constantly checking out your videos, sharing it, etc., at some point you're gonna go, who's this
guy? He's building. He's supporting.
Right. And then that person's gonna click on your profile and be like, oh wait, they're a CHH artist? Oh wait, he or she's actually kind of dope. Hey, maybe I need to hit them. So it's different. Like, networking is actually building a relationship. If I go out to an event and I meet someone and we exchange like social media, like usernames or whatever, that's cool. That's a part of networking, but that's not networking if I hit you up 6 months later asking for a favor. That's not networking. There's no relationship there. Yeah. So I would say the first thing is artists need to understand that networking is actually being in community, having those conversations with people, seeing what they need. If you're an artist, but you know how to mix and master, like, offer that to people. Like, if you know how to make album covers or EP mixtape covers, offer that to people. Like, whatever it is, man, like, that's
whatever your gift talent is. Yeah.
Right. That's actual networking, like just being a part of a community and, excuse me, and helping people get to where you're trying to go as well. So that's the first thing. Understanding that networking, man, is a big thing. Another one I would say is your friends are not your fans. That's a big one for me, because a lot of times you'll see artists complain about support. And when they say support, they're really talking about their friends. They're talking about their friends. And now, granted, when you first start, your friends and family are basically the start.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and that's okay. Like, that's okay for them to be your starting fan base. That's fine.
Yep.
But there comes a point where you're trying to get new people, people that are legitimately fans of not just your music, but your message. Like, think about your favorite artists, like your top 3 to 5 artists. Yeah, you recognize that they're dope and you enjoy their music, but there's something about them that you personally connect with. Right. And like, your family members, they're connected to you maybe by blood or that you've known them for a while, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're a super fan of your music.
Right.
In most cases, I find that they're not super honest about your music. Like, my music, like, in the beginning was not good. Let me keep it a whole.
Oh, that's great. We love it. Great job, Mike.
It was not good. I'm letting y'all know that now. Some of the music, I cringe when I play back some of my old stuff. I cringe. And they told me it was good. I'm like, why did they tell me this was good? This one was not good. But what you'll realize is, once you focus on your music and your message and getting better and finding people that are interested in what you're doing, your particular style, when people say that they're not a fan of it, like, it doesn't hurt as much, because you're like, you don't take it as, oh, they hating. How you're taking it is, okay, maybe that's just not their style of music. Like, maybe I'm focusing on the wrong type of person for my style, and that's okay. Like, that's okay. So your friends are not your fans, and other CHH artists, stop putting expectations on them to be your fans as well. Well, dude, we're both doing it for the Lord. Well, but I still gotta listen to music I like.
Right.
Like, come on now. We why are we putting expectations on people like that? Like, why are we doing that? So
can't do that.
Friends, family, not your friends. Other artists, not your friends.
That's good.
Last
one more. Yeah, one more that you would just throw out there that maybe could help that all around. Yeah, maybe that all around artist.
So I'll say this, because since we're specifically talking about CHH.
Yeah.
What God has for you is for you. What he has for you is for you, and no matter how hard you try and push it to platforms, you may have came, respectfully. You may have sent out an email weeks in advance, maybe a month in advance, and it seems like people still not paying attention to what you're doing. I know what that's like. I know what it's like to feel like slighted, like you put in all this work, this money
Sure.
that you've invested in, things like that. But I will say that what God has for you is for you. If you are serving at your local church, if you are caring for people, if you put more of a focus on making sure that people are okay, and that they have support, then it's easy for them to listen to your music. Easy.
Right. Yeah.
I'll be honest. There are people that do not like hip hop. They do not like hip hop at all. But when I release new music, they're trying to buy it.
But they know you. They know your heart.
Right.
They know. Yeah.
Exactly. And when I say what God has for you is for you, there's so many times where doors were not open for me and I got upset in the moment, but I said, you know what, I'm just going to trust God on this one. Yeah. And a door that I never expected that was actually better fit for me ended up opening up. And I think sometimes we, I know, right? Sometimes we complain about things that like were never meant for us in the first place.
Yeah.
Or sometimes we look at people that did get picked over us and we go like, why did she get picked? Why did he get picked? And the truth is like, maybe that's their time to be blessed. Like maybe God is trying to address a pride issue in you. Maybe you haven't been putting in as much work as that other person, right? Like maybe you need to learn more on the artist side, the marketing side. Maybe, let's be honest, artists don't want to talk about it. Maybe your mix and master isn't as great as you think.
Right.
Maybe.
By the way, your that last album of yours, I was listening to it. One of the first things I noticed about it, mixed very well. I don't know if you mix your own stuff.
I do.
I just had a feeling you did, just because of it seems like you're very well rounded. Superb job. It sounded great. I could tell it was just really mixed and mastered very well. So yeah.
Thank you. And even that takes time. Like my mixes on my original mixtapes were not good. Or I'll put it this way. The mixes were good. The masters were terrible. I understood like the levels and vocals and stuff like that. But I didn't understand that mastering would help level out the overall sound of the track. So you would listen to one of my mixtapes. Right. So you would listen to one of my mixtapes and like the first track, you're like, yo, this is fire. And the next track, the volume be super, super low. So you're turning it up. But then the track after that is super, super high. So you're turning it back down. So like there are things that you're going to learn. Like you're going to learn over time and it's okay to learn. But what God has for you is for you. So if you are within his will, like if you are actually focusing, you're saying this is about God, this is not about me.
Yeah.
Doors are naturally going to open for you that like you have nothing to do with. Now, is there hard work in that still? Absolutely. Like, you know, if you're the type of person that's like, well, I'm just going to let God handle it. Whoa, hold on. Like,
you need to take a step. Yeah.
You got to do something. You you got to do something. I will say to artists, like, just be patient. Do not be fooled by people's numbers. When you say I got thousands of streams, or when you see people have 100 likes per post, do not get fazed by that. I would rather have 100 fans than 100 likes on my post. And for those of you that are confused by that, there are people that have thousands of fans on their IG, Facebook, or whatever, and then when they drop a new song, like it doesn't translate.
Right.
It doesn't translate. I would rather have 100 people that are legitimate fans of me than have 1,000 followers or 20,000 or whatever. Because the truth is a lot of those are bots. Those are not real followers that they have.
Right.
And number two, you're also comparing who you are and your message with theirs. And that's never going to translate.
It's not going to work. Yeah.
It's never going to translate. Like I tell artists all the time, there are going to be people that you're going to be able to reach that I'll never be able to reach. And that's okay.
Right.
Because your testimony is not my testimony.
Right.
And someone might hear my music and be like, that's all right. It's straight. Like they might recognize like he's a good artist, but I don't really rock with it.
Yeah.
And they might hear yours and be like, yo, like something's different about this person.
Right.
Something's different. I can't explain it, but something's different. It's because your story they connect with personally. And as me as the other artist, I shouldn't take that as shade. I should go like, yo, the Lord's working. It don't matter.
Yeah.
It don't matter. He works in mysterious ways. Hey, it may not be my way today, but I might reach someone else. So we have to be okay with that, man. We got to be okay with supporting each other, and understanding that however God wants to work, he gonna work. Oh, that's what it was. Support. Support does not always mean I have to listen to your music or buy your album, buy your t-shirts, etc. Sometimes people can be supporting you in the background and you don't even know it. So just because someone doesn't share your post, do not claim and get salty and get upset and be like, man, such and such don't support me. man, we supposed to be both for God. We supposed to be doing this CHH.
That's good, yeah.
Like, that does not mean they're not looking out for you. They might be checking out in the background to see where your heart's at.
Right, yeah.
I'm saying these people in CHH, they peep game. Everyone is talented in CHH now. So it's beyond talent.
It's unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, that's funny you even say that, because I've done nothing but say that probably for the last year plus. I've been super impressed by a lot of the talent, honestly, in CHH. I don't know where everybody's heart is. That's for God to figure out. But the talent is unbelievable in my book. From what I see, from what I hear, just from people you rub shoulders with, people I get to rub shoulders with, unbelievable talent in Christian hip hop. So, I mean, if somebody ain't, like you said, so many good things there. Anybody who is listening to this, I hope that you're letting it go into your head and then let it swirl around and reflect on it and let it kind of mold you, pray on it, everything that you need to do with it, because those are some really good things Mike Sarge is talking about. As an artist myself, that's something I've learned over the years as well. A lot of things that he is talking about is something everybody has to, at some point, you got to check your why. You need to check what it is, why you're doing this, why you got to check it, man. And once you figure that out, then you have to also use these other things that people aren't against you just because they ain't sharing your post, or people ain't against you just because, they ain't running up your Spotify or whatever it might be. You just let the people who are going to rock with you and build relationships. Don't come at people in their DMs. Check out my video. I'm not going to check out your video if you just send it to me in the DM with nothing or a relationship or anything. It's going to get blocked and it's going to, whatever. So,
Right.
So, I mean, Mike is talking about stuff that happens all the time to people, whether you're somebody who's maybe at the top of your game, middle of your game, if you're a radio promoter, all these people, everybody gets this kind of stuff. And it's not the way to do it. There's a specific way that you should go about. You should handle yourself for class, be respectful. And no, I love everything he just said. Man, y'all, Mike Sarge, thank you so much for coming on the show today, guys.
Sure.
I hope I hope you are listening to some of these things today. Some great tips, just some great ways to go about what it is you are doing, and that's not even just if you're an artist. That's just in your everyday life. So again, I appreciate you. Stay on after here for a minute or two so we can chop it up. That's the interview with Mike Sarge, y'all. We'll see y'all in a couple minutes. Peace. Yo, that was the interview with Mike Sarge. Was super excited to get him on. Like I said, that was somebody who I had been following for a little bit now, watching his different tips, and he does a lot of just music tips for artists, and he shares those. They're shared on 520 Collective. They're also shared on Trackstars. Really great artist as well. I like his sound. A lot of times you gravitate towards people sometimes who maybe do music kind of like you do or whatever. So I love his sound. I like what he's doing. So, man, great tips. I hope you were checking those out and listening to them. Play it back if you need to when this is over. But, again, Mike Sarge, he's got some great stuff. So make sure you tune into him, follow him, and we're going to probably see a little bit more from old Mike Sarge. We're going to get into one more music video. We got one left. These guys had at 10 Maker, Joe Bragg, Average Joe, was somebody who was at 10 Maker, and, got a chance to build with him over the last few years. And just a super great guy. Love his heart for the Lord. And just somebody who I've been able to kind of be able to talk to and things of that nature and follow. And he's been doing stuff musically, and he's also teamed up with a guy named Dexter. And they created this Meek Heroes duo, more or less. And this track is featuring Deontay Hall. And I think y'all going to like this. It's called Vapor. and we're gonna go ahead and play it. It's not a music video or even a lyric video, but it does have some stuff where you could follow, see what their names are, follow their socials and things of that nature. So I'm gonna go ahead and play that. They've showed support in the last few years for myself, and they got a nice track here, a little bit different too, type of feel to it. But I think you guys are gonna enjoy it. So go ahead and check this out. Meek Heroes featuring Deontay Hall. Here it goes.
Flip out like discounts, now don't blink cause I'm in sync. Mobilize, destroying lies, the fortress falls right before your eyes. The prick was weak, he was made to think that the ground was strong, but it was bound to sink. You lost yourself, now you on the brink again. You was made to think, logic dictates there's a God. Creation screams that there's a God. Don't go to sleep cause there's a God. He's coming back and he's going hard. The same God who gave it all, the one who transforms Saul to Paul. When he returns, all evil falls. When he returns, all evil falls. Time to come out, don't hide your seek. If you believe, you better shod your feet and get moving forward, it's time to preach. Cause the comfort is gone if it's not a beach, huh? Do we not get it? The words of a savior, Jesus, he said it. Don't sit on your laurels, you'll live to regret it. We need to lean in and this process is better cemented in time. Our lives are a vapor, they're heading goodbye. Try as you might, you cannot escape it, you're going to die. And when the time comes, you'll stand before Christ. What will you say? That you didn't know? You thought it a joke, so you live for yourself. Jesus ain't playing, excuses won't flow. Your time it will come. Are you ready to go? Wide awake, wide awake, wide awake, do you see? Our life is but a vapor. On our knees, on our knees, on our knees as we pray. Lord Maranatha. Wide awake, wide awake, wide awake, do you see? Our life is but a vapor. On our knees, on our knees, on our knees as we pray. Lord Maranatha.
Watch us cook like we just from Benihana. Souffle with liquid swords, just to cut through beef and drama. Peacekeeper, street preachers giving glory to our Father and Maker. We average Joes that love to worship our Savior. No need for capes or parkouring off of skyscrapers. Stepping out on faith with no bungee cord. Yeah, I'm running towards the Lord. Hurry, hurry, come quickly. I'm pushing start on the dash. Jesus, take the wheel while I'm slamming on the gas. Leading my path, well, this road that I'm running on, past tense the future. Back in the day, I was focused on consumers. A Larry Hoover state of mind, mixed with a battle cry, grind time. But little did I know, distorted cash, mid-flow, couldn't sow nothing but the reaper. Follow the leader, now who's the teacher? They too busy focused on his features.
Wide awake, wide awake, wide awake, do you see? Our life is but a vapor. On our knees, on our knees, on our knees as we pray. Lord Maranatha. Wide awake, wide awake, wide awake, do you see? Our life is but a vapor. On our knees, on our knees, on our knees as we pray. Lord Maranatha.
Loaded that shoe like a chopper, that Holy Ghost drip coming straight from the Father. Shout out the guy, he the clam, the potter. I'm killing these sins, I'm a slaughter. Crushing the enemy, crashes the centipede. Strap with that word, I got heavy artillery. They want the heat, so I bring in the energy. Father, the Son, and the Spirit, the Trinity. Yeah, I ain't really with that play. Hit these demons with the AK. I can do all things through the Lord when I pray, that's what my faith say. I just keep it 1,000, they sleeping on them nightgown. God the King, get the crown, cause every tongue gon' confess and he gon' bow. Wow, 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 wow.
So how do you know what your life will be like tomorrow? Your life is like the morning fog. It is here for a little while, then it is gone. What you ought to say is, if the Lord wants us to, we will live and do this or that. Wide awake, wide awake, wide awake, do you see? Our life is but a vapor.
Yo, that was Meek Heroes featuring Deontay Hall and their track Vapor. I like that one. They got the, I would say Joe Bragg, Average Joe. He kind of has that, I don't know, with some of the hooks, it's kind of like that Linkin Park back in the day sound. Linkin Park on Limp Bizkit, you know, back in the day. If you, I'm showing my age off a little bit, but yeah, he's just got that sound, especially when he's on the hook. Dope verses there by Dexter. Joe and Deontay Hall. Deontay Hall came in last and finished it off. Love the track. Like the idea of our life is just a vapor. We're just here for a little bit. Do what you can with it. Love people. Follow God. And try to do what He wants you to do with your life. So I just like what they're doing. Again, I'm a supporter. I'm a fan of them. And I like all three of those artists. Deontay Hall is his own artist. And those two others, Dexter and Joe, Average Joe, they are kind of like a duo, Meek Heroes. So I'm gonna put them in the comments field. Make sure you follow them. And that's dope. That was 5 music video reviews. Super great interview with my man Mike Sarge. Looking forward to hearing more from him. Might have to build a little bit more with Mike Sarge. I just like what he's doing. I like what he's about. So I appreciate y'all tuning in. The last thing I want to leave the show off with is something good. I told y'all I do this segment, what I saw this week that was just something good. I gave y'all what dropped over the last week or two. Gave you some music video reviews. And I have this something good that I want to talk about. And I like to just see what I saw during the week and then try to kind of highlight it. It could be a video. It could be something somebody said. It could be a message. It could be whatever. KB had posted this. I just see so many people arguing and things of that nature online. You ain't always got to say something. You don't have to comment on somebody's post. You don't. I know everybody got free speech, and if you post something, you got to be ready for what might come at you. But that doesn't have to be you. You don't have to be that person who is hashtag trolling somebody, especially if you're doing it all the time. KB said something. If the only time you feel inspired to engage your brother in Christ publicly is to critique them, then you, my friend, are trolling. Folk can be out here changing the world, and you scroll past all of their work, completely unmoved, until you disagree, then you come alive. Hashtag troll. And I actually think that's pretty well put. That doesn't have to be you. You don't need to be the say-all of say-all on people's posts. You ain't got to say nothing, really. And especially if somebody's out here trying to do something for God or do something with their life, and the only time you show up is to just kind of critique it or make a joke, I guess, or whatever. And that's fine if you know somebody personally, I guess, or whatever. But otherwise, just kind of move on. You ain't got to be the one to comment and say something or whatever. So, again, I'm all for jokes. If people know me, I'm all for jokes. I'm here for the jokes. But if you actually trying to kind of tear somebody down or whatever, don't be that person. Don't be that person in your life. Don't be that person on social media, etc. So keep trying to uplift people. And again, the spit spats and the arguments and all this stuff on social media, just stay out of it. Just stay out of it. Something I've always tried to do. If you want to have a conversation with somebody, have it with them face to face in person. And I think you'll see better results. But that could go on deaf ears if you just want to be a troll. Hey, again, that was something good I saw this week. I'm keep sharing these and just trying to highlight different things that I see throughout the week. I just thought this was pretty cool, pretty well said. So appreciate y'all tuning in. Week 30, BRM Live. I'm going to see y'all again next week. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.